All right, what's up, guys? We have a good day in the market today. Some positive news. Jerome Powell was speaking today, and it's one of the most important days in the entire year. They make a lot of deciding factors, and in this case, dealing with how they're going to react to inflation and within the coming years. And so, what people were looking for was something that wasn't going to be worse than what already was the case. So, there was a lot of anticipation coming into this, waiting for Jerome Powell to speak. People were kind of selling off, taking profits for the end of the year, and there was kind of this weird energy in the air where people were kind of trying to set up for a positive rebound, but not really sure, and kind of being ready to get out in case they were wrong. And as soon as he started talking and announced that it wasn't anything more than expected or estimated, that's kind of what everybody wanted to hear, and the market rebounded. And at the end of the day, nobody really wanted to hear anything like, nobody expected to hear anything great, because we know that they've been spending a lot of money essentially. But the tapering was still, I think they announced that it was going to be doubling per month, which was expected. It's faster than originally planned, but it was expected. It wasn't anything out of the ordinary. So that just kind of relieved a lot of the pressure and fear that people had. And as you can see, a lot of the market's green now. This wasn't the case yesterday or this morning either. Now, Roblox specifically, they have a week, I think it's a monthly guidance that they announce, and it kind of they just put out some numbers, and they weren't even really negative. Their users went up, but their revenue went slightly down, and so this had a huge range of drop. So from 107 down to about 94, and that's why this is going to be on our watch list. But we're going to show you a lot. I'm going to be showing you a lot of the stocks that are going up right now. But the good news is that a lot of buyer confidence is back. The volume on the SPY is just insane right now. But I want you to look at every single chart. A lot of these names should be familiar, but we have Afrm, AMC. Every single one of these charts kind of looks the same. Like every single one of them, even like some meme stocks that like aren't really coordinated with like blue chips. Even those are going up. Every single stock's just making, because at the end of the day, people have more buying confidence. So you might ask, well, if everything's going up, could you put your money into anything and probably make money? Well, the answer is probably yes, but you still want to put your money in places that make sense, just for good practice, really. I mean, these we know that are sold off. A great opportunity. We talked about Rblx and Afrm yesterday. Now, I didn't know they were going to put out those numbers. I just found that out today. But if you didn't get into Rblx, this is a good buying opportunity at 93 at the bottom after their good earnings and their price target was released, and their announcement of how they're going to make those changes to the game, and using NFTs and everything, really. But so the ones that we're going to be looking at are the ones that are oversold. So Rblx, we believe, is oversold, and I'm just going to be running through them. Afrm, we believe, is oversold. Had two good earnings, coming down from about 175, had a price target of 180. They reduced the price target to 140, but not because anything related to the stock, just related to how it's been crashing. It crashed once after earnings because people were taking profits, and another time they had a private offering, which was a actual reason why it would crash. And that was after the price target. So maybe 140 is a more realistic price target, but it has hit 175 before. And with earnings coming up in February, I mean, this is the kind of stock where their earnings feeds on top of each other because they have payment plans. So if their last earnings was good and their payment plans feed onto the next season, it's going to be very hard for them to really change, like to really miss, especially when their guidance is increased. And they also went exclusive with Amazon too. AMC, I mean, I know a lot of people like this one, but I typically don't pay too much attention to it. I do like to pay attention to it just for relevance of like meme stocks in general, and see how it's behaving and people are respecting it or trading it. But PayPal also is coming down from bad earnings. This one was actual bad earnings. It dropped down a lot, and if the market's recovering, it might have a lot of room to rebound. I believe it was higher than this. Yeah, this might have been the earnings here, 230. I believe this one is oversold, but I mean, the bigger ones are going to be Afrm and Rblx here that we're really paying attention to. Apple's still going up, and now if the market stays bullish, I mean, this could go even higher, believe it or not. I mean, this was a crazy range. This is a lot in one day. But I mean, if this is the front runner for the past few weeks, this could go even higher. This came up from about 140 in the past like few weeks. Bfri did make a move today. We talked about this, I believe, yesterday and the day before as well. They had an increased price target this morning, so that's more news for Bfri. It went to $11, which is kind of crazy. Their price target before was $20, and people kind of slept on it. But then the moment it goes to $11, everybody just wakes up and plays it. It didn't really reach $20, but people did play the range in between, which is kind of expected. I mean, the price target isn't something that's going to hit in a week or so. But yeah, we have a pretty dispersed watch list. I mean, this is my watch list here. Feel free to check out any of these, but it's hard to call out a single play when everything's going up. But I will say sticking to the blue chips is safe. If you want to have bigger range, you might want to go with something that's cheaper so that way you can buy more shares of it, but do manage your risk. Because if you go with something like Apple, you're only going to get a few dollars on it. It does move slower, so your risk is inherently less. But oh yeah, Airbnb is another one that was severely sold off. Dang, it hit lows of 160. I didn't see that. I saw it at 165, but I mean, it was selling off because COVID fears as well. I'm not sure if they have any other regulations. I don't see any other news on this, but after its earnings, it was upwards of 200. So even if you buy here, there's still about a $30 range just to get to about normal. It was above 200 for a while. That's 187. I do believe it was higher than this. Yeah, 211, 212. Why did it take me way back there? No, this is 187. I'm fairly confident it was above that. This might be other days. Oh, okay, yeah, here we go. Yeah, like 212. But Airbnb is one that plays within this range a lot. I mean, it's bouncing off of here, and it's pretty much at the bottom. I could see this one rebounding. So a lot of range there. And then on a bullish market, it's going to reach this very quick, I think. But yeah, that's gonna be the watch list for today. Again, like there's so much that's going on. I would say Airbnb, Affirm, and Roblox have the most potential. And maybe even Apple if you want to play it a little bit more safer. You could play some smaller stuff. I'd say BFRI is nice because the price target is still $11, and they still have that short interest tied to them. So yeah, that's going to be it for this watch list, guys. Good news. It's a good feeling to know that the market's probably going to be a little bit bullish for the next few days. A lot of people can regain some losses or just be active again and not be worried about trying to sneak in some plays or worry if this is even going to pop off or if the volume's going to be here the next day or people are going to be scared the next day. There's a lot of buyer confidence coming back. I mean, within the last few hours, the volume on the SPY has gone insane. So, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it or learned anything new or just excited for the good news, leave a thumbs up on the video and follow the channel. I'd really appreciate it. And go make those gains.